Oh, we're so back. Welcome. I have big thoughts. Oh, I have big thoughts. A lot of them are reaffirming. I was reading through this and like, yep, this is exactly what I remember. And then a lot of them I was like, But mostly I was just like, oh my god, Leaf Pool's here. Or Leaf Paw, excuse me, sorry, spoilers, Leaf Paw's here. And that it infinitely made my life better immediately. I'm getting I'm getting in trouble for being 7 minutes past. I know I cut a little close at the end of that book, but we made it here. 7 minutes? What's a 7 minutes between friends? You know what I mean? The clock's different, traffic was bad, it's all the same in the end. Welcome. Welcome to Midnight. We're on the first book of the second. Hello. Yep, no, I was right. First book of the second arc. And, I feel like I have a lot of things that I have to take back from the first arc because I was like, oh, and I must say, I still do like the first arc better. But I don't know if you guys remember last time, this whole last arc, I was like, oh, I don't like two POVs. Like I'm super against two POVs. It needs to be from one character. Actually, I was rereading this book and I'm like, you know what? They did it fairly well. They only had the two different POVs, which for some reason I thought there was way more. But I think as the books go on, I think it does change from, because I know we get Storm Fur at some point. I think it's next book maybe. I can't remember, but I know we have. So in this book we have Bramble Claw and Leaf Paw, which I was like, you know what? I love these two. But the other thing I thought was so funny, I think they changed it later in the book, but they would switch POVs in the middle of a single chapter. I'm like, what are, like, never back and forth. But we started with Leaf Paw and then it switched to Bramble Claw. I'm like, what happened? Where are we? What year am I in? And I was like, what is going on? And I don't think they do it very often, but I was a little like not shocked, but I was like, oh, this is a thing. Very cool. Um so yeah, so welcome. It's a little boring, says Bory Cat Lover. You know what? I have to agree. There's some moments that it drags. I think it gets way worse in the arc. Hi, Gelb. Hi. Poochie Dog has appeared. Hi. She's like, oh, we're talking about cats, not about me. That's no good. Um, what was I saying? It's distracting me with your cuteness. You know what? I don't even mind at all. But I think the arc does get more boring. But we met a lot of characters here, and we did get a lot of information right out of the gate of things like a big recap, learning new characters, obviously, children of a lot of characters, and just kind of like going over what we knew already. So I think it did really well. For the first book, there wasn't a moment where I was like, oh, okay, come on. I was skimming at one point a little bit because it was getting so close to the end of the time. And I'm like, uh-oh, but yeah, I didn't skip anything or anything. I was just like, okay, la la la, I guess we're walking, very good. And yeah, and so we're just gonna jump into it. How do I enter the chat on screen? Just like that, dude. There you are. Hold on. I think I can change it. I'm meaning to change this. I'd like to make it so more people can be on the screen at once. But how to do this? Where are you? I said to myself, I'm like, okay, Jaden, I was re-listening to one of the streams and I'm like, I need to focus on what I'm saying more because it is so infuriating. How do you guys do it? Infuriating to listen to after the fact. Whoa, that's me. Lock me in place. It's so infuriating to listen to me have a thought and repeat it 500 times as I'm struggling to do other things. It's like, Jaden, could you focus? I.e., could you get this chat box working? What am I holding at the moment? I'm just trying to get the chat box. Hello? Chat box, that's what I need. Oh my god. Okay, stay. Chat box, please. You guys, why are you hiding from me? Let me love you. Oh, you know why? It's locked. Okay, we fixed it. Now it's so tiny. I'm fixing it, you guys. Don't you worry. There we are. That's a little bit better. There. Okay. It should be a little bit better now. Okay, so Midnight, are you ready to yap? I'm so ready. Okay, my first question. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's Saturday? Also, happy birthday, Bear Fern. Oh my god, happy birthday. Everybody said a little balloon emoji. We love birthdays. Happy freaking birthday, dude. Okay, so the cats. So we have we start with StarClan, and like I know that I'm like annoying about this, but I'm so over StarClan being a thing. And this is kind of the beginning of the end for them, where we're actually having full discussions in StarClan. It's not as bad as I remember it. I thought it was like a full-on debate, but they're not too bad with it, but they're all like talking of like who they're gonna pick and stuff like that. And they do have a little bit of like fighting, well, not fighting, but they do have a little bit of discussion, debate amongst themselves as they're like, oh, you want to pick that cat? Foolish decision, but okay. So they have that, a little bit of that, but I vaguely, like, I remember it being so back and forth. Alex, no, Alex says I'm so broke, so this is all I can give. Spent my money on a coat for Sherlock cosplay. And making biscuits. Oh my god, Alex, no, dude, Alex, we got it. First of all, random soundboard. What are your thoughts on this from Alex? Hold on, no, we need a different one, I'll take that. Look at how beautiful. That's what we think when we think of Alex. But oh my god, dude, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for the donation for the kitty cats. Oh my god. Bless. Oh, and biscuits? Ooh. Send one my way. My god. I haven't had a biscuit in too long, I must say. But yeah, oh my god, thank you, Alex. Oh, and now all I can think about is biscuits. We need biscuit emojis. Or bun emojis. Totally lost my train of thought. In any case, the book. Oh yes, we're talking in StarClan. And it wasn't as bad. I thought we had more yapping, but it was fairly chill. So I was so curious as to, like, we know they picked certain cats, obviously. They have the regular suspects, but oh, I've got too many clicks going. But, like, do we ever find out, like, specifically, like, what the theme was for them to pick them? Because, like, I was like, oh, maybe they're picking cats who have, like, a connection to both clans, who can kind of, like, see past the differences and work together without having that bias of, like, I am ThunderClan, only ThunderClan is the best. Like, they kind of have those cats who have a little bit of a mixed perspective, like Tawny Pelt obviously having Thunder and Shadow and Feathertail and Stormfur and stuff like that. But I mean, I was thinking, I'm like, well, what about Crowpaw? Sorry, that makes no sense. But I'm like, does StarClan know the future? Did they know that he was going to have mixed clan kits? Spoilers, I don't know. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, also, page 7. We're going real fast, apparently. Page freaking 7. We find out that it's been exactly 1 year since Blue Star died. Okay, I have a point to bring this up. So it's been 1 year since Blue Star died. It's specifically 4 seasons, so I'm just assuming it's been a year, okay? Hold on, I just have to have a sip of my drink before I talk about this. So it's been exactly a year. Okay, I'm like, okay, interesting, cool. And then they note that Fern Cloud, who was Fern Paw last book, may I say, so a year ago, is now on her 2nd litter. When they were, like, talking about how she's gonna have kids, I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty fast. But then they're like, her 2nd litter? I'm like, how long does a cat hatch its egg? How long does it hold it until it pops out? It's like, what, 2 months? I have no idea. I have Google at my fingertips. Let's Google this here. Let's put this on the side here. How long are cats? Oh, it's called gestation. There we go. 65 days. Okay, so just a little bit over 2 months. So it's like, man, poor Fern Cloud. What? My god. And I get, like, bypassing all the weirdness with that, but I'm just like, girl, like, breathe. Take a breath. Just chill. Because I guess who is it? Spiderpaw? Shrewpaw? Is it 2 or is it 3? I know it's Spiderpaw and Shrewpaw. Who else is in here? Let me look at my allegiances. Spiderpaw, Shrewpaw, Sorrel? No, it's not Sorrelpaw. Oh, maybe it is just the 2. Spiderpaw, Shrewpaw. Yeah, okay. For some reason I thought there was 3 of them. And then Whitepaw is Cloud, Tail, and Brightheart. And Sorrelpaw was their whole thing. And all that. Okay. So yeah, I was just like, what the heck? That was just so fast. I was like, holy cow, that is. But who are the next ones then? I don't know what this litter would be at, and I can't think. Okay, I have something very important to add, and actually I have a audio for you guys. Okay, so on page 15, and this is a blast from the past, so this is a special thing for you guys. Page 15, where are we at? 15. Okay, so there's a quote here. And I would like Twixted. Okay, put a pause on our special quote. It says, "Hi, Blixstar. Ooh, how was the wedding? Also, I love these rereads because it means I don't have to find the books and read them myself. I also found some more funds for the Patreon. I love supporting you, Twisted. I'm gonna sob, Twisted. Oh my, like, seriously, that truly does mean so much to me. What? Oh my god. Whenever I see Twisted Bush, I think of like plants. Can we just send a whole crap ton of like plants and trees and hearts and stuff? Dude, thank you so much. The wedding was actually a lot of fun. It was very sweaty. It was very toasty, and I'm like, I had to, we got like ready, but sorry, this has nothing to do with the books, but we got ready and it was pretty toasty in the hall and stuff like that, and I was not wearing very comfortable shoes, I have to say. So my legs, I'm sure I gained such like toned calves by the end of it, because I was like in high wedges and I was like standing there because like I had to stand at the front. Oh my god, but it was, and she was so beautiful, and my emotional butt was, I held it together. I held it together fairly well. I did a speech. That was stressful. I had a speech at the wedding. Well, me and my buddy Jack, we together did a speech, but that was scary but fun. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a very good time. So thank you. Oh my god, Twisted, thank you. Or is it Twixted? I think I do that every time. Okay, so this is my special quote. So I have been reading these books since before you guys were even, like, before your parents met. I was, well, I don't know about that, but for sure, it's older. I've been reading this book longer than some of you have been alive. I can guarantee that. Because this came out in 2005. I think. This book specifically. I'm pretty sure. And I read this book like when it came out. Like I remember waiting for this book. And I was how I would have been 10 at that point. That shows how much of a granny I am. So this has been forever. So I really, really got into Warrior Cats with the whole animation thing. Like I love the cats, and then I was role playing them on like random forums. But then I found the YouTube scene and I'm like, I want to be a voice actor so bad. So I bring this up because I have a clip of me auditioning for a line for this book as Squirrel Paw, as like a tiny child, and you guys will hear how I'm so itty bitty in this voice. Like you're gonna be like, what is this? But the quote, and like as I read it in this book, I was like, oh my god, I remember sitting in my mom's house when I lived at home in the closet with this crappy little webcam mic, just saying these lines. But like it really threw me, really, like, but in a good way. But it's the whole sunning rocks or your mouse brain on days hot as this, all the prey will be hiding down the cracks, we won't catch as much as a whisker. That line, let me show you. Okay, let me go find it, because I was just like, oh, that is so, okay, hold on, now I gotta find it, is the thing. Okay, hold on, I think I remember. Let me get it. Aha. Okay, so I think I think I found it. I think this is it. Okay, and now this is a little cringe. This is a little cringe, but it is my history. So you guys, you have to be part of it. I think this should catch it. Let's see. Oh, Aggies. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is me from when I was an itty bitty baby. Okay, can you hear it?
Sunning rocks. Are you mouse brain? In a day as hot as this, all the prey will be hiding down in the cracks. We won't catch as much as a whisker.
So just so everybody's aware, that was posted, and I'm not joking, I'm looking at it with my eyes, 17 years ago. I want to die. I'm so old. Okay, hold on. I think there's more.
Sunning rocks.
Oh, I go twice.
Are you mouse brain? In a day as hot as this, all the prey will be hiding down in the cracks. We won't catch as much as a whisker.
Get it, baby Blixemi. Get it, girl.
Can we please get hunting?
Oh, so sassy, I love it.
Oh, Brambleclaw.
Ooh.
My heart is with ThunderClan. Don't you know that?
This is hard, listen.
My heart is with you.
Precious. So yeah, so when I was reading, so like, just so you know, I've been reading these books for, I mean, at least 17 years, which is wild. But I was reading, oh no, stop that. Bot says this audio is older than me. Oh my god. But like, I was reading these lines and I'm like, oh my god, like this is such a formative book. Like it's just little things like that of like, I remember like sitting there and like being so enamored by these books as a kid, and now sitting here as like a full adult in the house that I'm in with like my adult life here. I'm just like crazy. So I had to add that because I saw that line in it. There's something about that line that is just absolutely like seared into my brain. So I had to add that little tiny baby me in and amongst all. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be. I heard that audio. I'm like, this is it. I'm gonna hit it big, boys. I never did, but you know, I really enjoyed it, and I think that was the start of many good things. But little tiny baby Blixemi, you had no idea what was gonna happen, dude, and we love that. So, itty bitty. Okay, and you know what? You want the real thing? I did not get. Actually, I don't even know if they like filled the thing. I'm not sure. A lot of back in my day, a lot of things, me included, what people would create casting calls, but like it never came to fruition or whatever it's called, never really came through. Which is like totally, I mean, I've done it. Like it's just one of those things, but it was just all part of the excitement. But I was very, very rarely cast. I think it had something to do with the fact that I was like 5 seconds old and the mic that's going but it just is very fond memory, and I really, yeah, that I just had to share that with my people, my buddies. So, okay, so next up. Now, I am so ready to stand here in front of you and proclaim my love for Leafpaw. Okay? I was like, I've always known I love Leafpaw, but I'm reading this again, I'm like, you know what? I love Leafpaw more than I think I know I love Leafpaw. I love her so much. And Linky said, I remember Midnight. Sorry, my hair is, I put it in a messy bun and it's falling off of my head. I remember Midnight was my first Warriors book because I didn't understand there were multiple series. Oh, that would have been, well, I mean, they do a fairly good job. Sorry, I'm putting my hair up as we're talking. They do a fairly good job of like recapping what's happened, but that would be a very confusing, like, what? But did you ever, like, did you read it and then go back? Or were you just like, ah, screw it, we're this far? Okay, let me see. Get my headset back on. How did you do that good of a squirrel paw voice? I was in the correct age demographic. I think that was it. I think, because that was about the age she should have been. So I was an actual little itty bitty child. Oh, God, I love that, though. Oh, we gotta go back. No, focusing. So I love Leafpaw. And here's the thing, like, I don't know, for a long time, everyone's like, oh, and maybe this is like down the line. I'm focusing on this book specifically. And all what I'm gonna say during these rereads, and like during all of this, all my like opinions and stuff are based on what we've read so far. So like I know things happen in the future when I say, oh, I love XY character. We're not taking into account anything that happens after. So like I really like Brambleclaw in this book. Like a lot. Like quite a bit. He was one of my favorites. But like going down the line, I start to dislike him. And like there's certain things like Squirrelpaw in this book. I was like, you are so annoying. And I really didn't like Squirrelpaw in this book at the beginning. By the end, I really did. I'm out of breath because I'm all stressed out. But yeah, so when we're talking about characters, try and put it in the vacuum of just this like what's going on. Is this the Mothwing introduction books is not existing? You bet your butt it is. I made a big comment when she popped up. But yeah, so like all the opinions are just for this book. So I love Leafpaw, sorry, as I say, I'm not going to take into account the other books. I love her so much. And so many times, first of all, can we just say she is so in love with girls. And I am so infuriated that she ended up, you know what, as I'm gonna say, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna take into account other books, but like she comments on, like, she's such a girl's girl, and I love that so much. She's constantly like, she like describes like them as strong and powerful and beautiful and wise and stuff like that, and then she sees like a guy and she's like, yeah, I guess, whatever. But like all like Sorreltail, she comments on like how much she loves her and respects her in the sense of like, you know, like she was her friend and she was close and they want to go out for, I think, to get herbs. And then of course Mothwing, and then it was somebody else that she was talking about. Who was it? I wrote it down. Oh, Feathertail, and she was admiring, and I was just like, oh, I love that. And she's just like, just perfect little Leafpaw. And she is so sweet, and she thinks of everybody else before herself, like constantly. Like, you know, she has this secret that's Squirrelpaw's off and about, and she's like so morally torn, and she's like, oh my god, like I love my sister to death, I don't want to like betray her trust, but I can see everybody worrying about her, and she's like torn because she's like, I don't know what to do. And then before Squirrelpaw even like goes off, so like so I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I need to talk about the love of my life, Leafpaw. But like they're about to go, Leafpaw just knows her sister needs her. just knows it and just like doesn't question anything, but just she's like, hey, and they're interesting little like, I'm like jumping all over the place. Their connection to each other was like, I knew it was a thing, but I kind of forgot how strong it was. But her bringing the traveling herbs and just being like, I don't know what's going on. I don't really understand. I don't want you to go, but if you have to, I'm going to make it easier for you by giving you these herbs. And I'm just like, oh, she's not like begging her not to go. She's saying like, I'm worried about you. I wish you wouldn't go. But she's like, leaf poo is crazy. Whoops. Leaf poo or leaf boop. Oh, I like that. But I don't know. I just love her. And then what was the other thing? There's something, I think we get down to it later, but I had another moment where I was like, I just love Leaf Paw so much. I just love her. Also, I was just chapped. I was mad. Willow Pelt? No. Yep. Yellow Willow Pelt. Her death is just such an aside. And like, I knew that quite a few cats, well, actually not that many, like one. I knew there were cats that like perished between the first and second arc. But for some reason, I didn't realize it was so, like, offhandedly done. Like, Willow Pelt has passed away. And we don't find that out until page 31, so I guess it's not that far in. But the way they say it is just so, like, oh, by the way, blah, blah, blah. And they just kept going. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's apparent. I guess it's been some time, so it's, like, not a fresh emotional wound. But I was just like, whoa, like, we had nothing about it. So they see a badger set? Or a badger nest or something like that. But, so here, I'll read this part. Thornclaw leaped down from the tree where he had taken refuge. That was closer than I'd like, he meowed as Brambleclaw and Squirrelpaw scrambled down to join him. Where's Ashfur? Here, Ashfur's pale gray head popped out of the tangle of briars. Do you think that badger is the same one that killed Willowpelt last year? Last Leaf Bear? Didn't say that. That killed Willowpelt last Leaf Bear? Maybe, Thornclaw replied. Okay. Cool. Yeah, guys, maybe who's that again? Sorry, what was that? What'd you say? What was her name? Swillowfelt? I'm not sure. Never met her personally. Don't really care. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, dude. So I was sad about that. I'm like, oh, we just don't care. Also, Ashfur is so nothing in this book, so I have no comment on him because he does nothing. And there's like, and again, we're keeping it in this book, but he literally does nothing. So I have no comment on him because he is literally just a guy who is there. Also, okay, so the other person who I really love in this book, and like for this book, is freaking Dustpelt. He is so funny. Like, he is just such a dad. He is just such a guy. And I think it's so, like, thinking about it, I'm like, okay, first of all, he's just funny because he's just old cranky man. He's not old. He's just a cranky man, but he's like a loving cranky man. And I was thinking about it, like, it's so interesting that Firestar gave his, like, well, technically Leaf Paw, sorry, but so she's a medicine cat, so she doesn't really count. So, like, his daughter, who needs a mentor, like, his only daughter, he could have given her to Greystripe, who doesn't have an apprentice. He could have given her to Cloudtail, who is his nephew. Sandstorm, no, I think Sandstorm had an apprentice at that point. Brackenfur, who always gets apprentices. He always, like, there's so many people, but he chooses Dustpelt, this man who he has not gotten along with for a lot of it, as being like, hey, I trust you. This is my daughter. Like, they never really got along, but it's that sign of respect of like, hey, I'm trusting you with my daughter. And like, I think, and also you look at their personality meshes and it's so perfect because he is just like, so like, oh my God, you little twerp. You need to just do what I say. And like, I don't care that you're the leader's daughter. I don't care. Like, you just listen, stop being a brat. And I just love it because I'm like, Brackenfur is everyone's mentor, says Cricket, but like Brackenfur I feel like wouldn't have had the like the what do I want, the like sharpness to be able to put her into place. Greystripe's too goofy. Cloudtail I think would just like butt heads. Like, there's just so many things. But then Dustpelt, there he goes. Like, here I have a quote from him. I just really like him in this book, and he's just like constantly like, I just want to be with my wife and children. Could you just focus, please? I just want to hang out with my family. You little turkey. Okay, so Squirrelpaw has gone out. Where has she gone? And she was following Brambleclaw, I think. And so he's like all mad because he was supposed to be training, or they were supposed to be training. Oh, no, she went with Thornclaw somewhere. I think they were doing something, who knows. But we could still go and do the training, Squirrelpaw suggested. Oh no more training for you until you learn what being an apprentice really means. Dustpelt paused for a heartbeat. You can spend the rest of the day looking after the elders. Make sure they have enough fresh kill, change their bedding, go over their pelts for ticks. He blinked. I'm sure Cinderpelt has plenty of mouse bile for you, and then she's all mad. Squirrelpaw's eyes flew wide in dismay. Oh, yuck. Well, what are you waiting for? And off he goes. And I'm just like, oh god. Dustpelt mentioned, let us in. Everybody loves, I do really like Dustpelt. Oh man. What a guy. Like, he's a little bit questionable, but you know what? If we're just taking it in this like book, oh, the chat has gone way. Whoa, chat, you're going out of control here. Oopsies, that's not what I want. I want this one. There we go. Okay. Okay, so, oh, Dustpelt. Oh, the other thing, page 36, is, Longtail's eyesight. So I think at this point we haven't decided why Longtail has, had failing eyesight. I think they eventually decided it was a rabbit, and a rabbit had, clawed his eyes. But at this point they make no mention of that. They just say his eyesight has failed him, or has been failing him, which is kind of a gross way of, like, saying that, but they just say that his eyesight maybe just isn't as good as it once was. But I think then later on they just decide to change it for some reason. But so I was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that and how fast it happened. For some reason I thought that it was farther along in the arc, but I guess it was like right at the beginning. I was like, oh, I don't know why they would have done that, but it's interesting in any case. Okay, so I'm back into the Bramble Claw, life. Here's my confession. I really like Brambleclaw in this book. He's just a guy. He's just a good guy in this book. Like, he's very empathetic. And here's the thing. Squirrelpaw was so annoying at the beginning. And I'm not afraid to say that. Like, but in an endearing way of, like, it makes her character so much stronger. But I like that I don't like her, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm like, oh my god, you guys. Like, Squirrelpaw, like, you guys, I guess you guy. Squirrelpaw, like, oh my god. Like, stop. But it's so, like, down the line, because it shows so much growth and stuff, but the fact that she's so infuriating, I'm just like, oh, like, and I think here's my take, I think she has a huge crush on Brambleclaw at this point, because, like, why is she following him as much as she does? Because she's not following anybody else, like Thornclaw, or, like, I can't think of it, Ashfur, or any other, like, well, that's her mom, but, like, Cloud, like, she's not really following anybody. She's just, like, constantly following. So I think she has a little bit of a crush, which makes her, like, prickliness with him just, like, funnier. And I don't think it's in like a, oh, I'm crazy about him kind of way of just, like, oh, like, I admire this guy, but, like, you know, you're like, I don't really know how to feel about these emotions, so I'm just gonna see what he's doing. Like, you know, we've all been there kind of thing. Of, like, Squirrelpaw does not have a crush on Brambleclaw. I refuse. And I mean, it could just be that's just what kind of the vibe I took from it. Cause, like, because I don't think it's out of dislike. Like, why would she follow this guy to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just, like, like, I think it was like 4 times before they left, she's followed him and just been like, yeah, I wanted to see what you're doing. Like, I saw you leave. Like, you know, so I just thought it was interesting. But yeah, so she was kind of annoying, but in a way that I'm like, so she was super annoying. I'm like, oh my god, dude, like, there's no reason for you to be acting like this. Like, you're all, like, hoity-toity, blah, 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 blah. But then, the moment that she goes head-to-head with, Firestar, because Firestar gets all cranky and is like, you need to not be, okay, so I'm jumping ahead again. So he sees the burning, or no, let's see how far. Okay, we're still far out, so I'll talk about it now and we can come back to it. But so Cinderpelt and Leafpaw see the burning bush, which I was like, I kind of forgot it was a burning bracken bush, but that's fine. And they see the whole fire and tiger thing, which in and of itself is so dumb. Like, that whole thing, I'm like, it feels so, like, so complicated, and for why? Like, I don't know what Starclan was trying to say, or if it was, because it was like a piece of 2-leg something shiny that started a fire. But so they have this thing of, like, ooh, fire and tiger, blah, 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 and it's this whole thing, and then Firestar is getting all weird, where he's like, they can't interact, to the point where he's being, like, so, I don't even want to say annoying, because that doesn't feel strong enough, but, like, unreasonable, and I don't know, like, his worry isn't even that, oh, my daughter's in danger. it is, but it's not. Like, his whole concern is like he says to Sandstorm, like, we just got over this blood clan thing, which was over a year ago, may I say. We just got over this blood clan thing. I thought there was gonna be peace. And that's like, I understand that, but like, he never goes, oh, I'm worried about something happening to Squirrel Paw. He's like, no, like, that something bad's gonna happen if they're together. So I'm just like, but like, he's so unreasonable and stuff like that. But I love, so that's all set up. But I love when Squirrel Paw takes this feistiness that she's and goes right head to head, puts her little nose up to Firestar and says, "Why are you being so shitty or so crappy? Why are you being this way?" And he's like, "Don't talk to me like that." And she's like, "I am gonna talk to you like that because you are being like this." And I'm like, dude, that's the Sandstorm. Like, that's a Sandstorm gene. I love that. And that's the moment, I feel like the turning moment, at least in my mind, where it was like, you are annoying, but man, are you so like you are you, and so, I don't want to say strong-headed because that feels negative, but it's to the point where it's like, she knows what she wants, she knows what she thinks is right, and she's just gonna say what she wants, she's gonna do what she wants to do. And I'm like, you know what, and that changed her in my head from like this annoying like little twerp into like just somebody who's just like who's just like, yeah, I know what I want. No, what's the problem? Like, what's it to you? Like, and I just love that. And I feel like that's a big like reflection of like Sandstorm's part of it. Well, I shouldn't say necessarily, but like, you just see that kind of like the spiciness that Sandstorm had. And it's just like, I just really like it. And I really like when they they like, I think it's Brambleclaw who mentioned, he's like, when they're like nose to nose, Brambleclaw at one point goes, he's like, I see the family resemblance of their like fiery green eyes as they're both like mad at each other standing nose to nose and their bristling ginger pelt. I'm like, oh, I love that. I love that. So I don't know. So at the beginning I was like, okay, Squirrel Paw, but I do really like, I like that I was so annoyed with her at the beginning, because it felt like when there was that change, it was so much like, okay, you know what? No, I love that. So in this book, I really do like that. What else do we have? Okay, so yeah, Bramble and Leaf. I'm saying on page 42, Bramble is empathetic. What have you done on page 42, Bramble, that makes me think this? I have not. Where's my sticky note? I don't have one? Apparently I didn't have one. I don't know why. Apparently they're just empathetic. I just thought that was important to put. Okay, so page 44. Look, this is where Leafpaw once again is admiring the girlies. I love Leafpaw so much. Like, it just reaffirms how much I love her and how much. And here's the thing. Okay, I'm not the imposter when I say this. I like Mothwing in this book, but I don't love her. Like, she's just interesting because we don't know much about her. But like, I my adoration begins for her here, but it like gets stronger as we go because I love her story. But like, here we don't really know much about her personality, except for through what we see through Leafpool. And we see a little bit of the glimmer of like her personality, but I mean, at this point, she's just kind of like, we're learning to know her, and being not a POV character, I think, has that effect. But I still love her. I saw her name, and I'm like, I'm home. I'm home, baby. But listen to this. Listen to Leafpaw admiring Feathertail. Where are we? Where are we? I thought I had a specific quote, but okay, let's see. Leafpaw touched noses with the young warriors, this is Stormfur and Feathertail. Realizing she should have guessed Stormfur was Greystripe's kin, the two cats had the same muscular bodies and long gray pelt. And then she talks about Feathertail. Feathertail's fur was a lighter silver gray tabby. Her blue eyes glowed with warmth and friendliness as she greeted Leafpaw. And then they blah, 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 blah. And then they talk for a while. And she's just like, oh, what a beautiful, beautiful friendship we have here. And then eventually, Feathertail settled down beside Leafpaw with a friendly glance, and Leafpaw found herself warming to the gentle young warrior. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. And then we meet Mothwing, and my life begins. And I'm born again. Love her. So yeah, okay, so may I just say, on page 48 is the first time we meet her, and it is so funny that the first thing out of Leafpool's mouth is how beautiful she is. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am Leafpaw because same. But okay, let's see. This is when we're, okay, at last, Leopard Star meowed. Some of you met our apprentices, Hawkpaw and Mothpaw. They're now warriors and would be known as Hawkfrost and Mothwing. The cats around Leafpaw craned their necks to see the warriors the River Clan leader had mentioned. Leafpaw, I keep trying to say pool, Leafpaw turned to look too, but she could not distinguish them among the throng. Oh, what a word, throng. Blah, 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 blah. Where I want it, like, she specifically, where is she talking about her? Oh, page 51, apparently I have it. Okay, oh, I've gone past it. Ah, here it is. Okay, so this is when we get, listen to how cinematic this is. Okay, ready? The funny thing is, in Mothwing's short story, she barely thinks of Leafpool. The crush is not reciprocated at all. You know what? And I get that vibe from this book too, where she's just like, oh, but I feel like she has so much on her plate at the moment. And like, I feel like her love is more of a slow realization of like appreciation. Because like, oh, this, I know I said I wasn't going to like talk about future books, but I do need to say this. Where she has that moment where she gets a sign from StarClan. She's like, I know it's a sign, but like I don't know what to do with it. And she's talking to Leafpool. And Leafpool's like, well, if you don't believe in StarClan, like, why did you bring this to me? And she's like, I believe in you. And I'm like, my heart, that is so good. And it was just like, just such a gentle moment in and amongst the chaos of whatever book that was. Also, Dylan, the Storyteller channel, donated $2 and said, I'm back. Dylan, welcome back. We're talking about Mothwing. Are you so happy? Are you smiling? I'm so smiling. Dylan, thank you. Thank you. But thank you. Oh, and then another one right after. I think it's good, but there we are. Dylan. Dylan's a real one. Thank you, buddy. Dylan heard we were talking about Mothwing, and they're like, say less. Here I am. Here I am. The more you say Leafpaw's name, the more I want to draw Leafpaw. Oh my god, this tongue twister. I love her so much. I feel like I need to draw her too. But okay, listen to this. Listen to her talking about her. Ready? So I do agree. I think it is a very much an unreciprocated crush, but like they grow, and then it's like, and then Mothwing is like feeling so isolated. I feel like it's one of those things. She doesn't have a lot of, like, she's isolated, right? Because she's this Dylan, dude. Oh my god. Who are you guys? Dude, Dylan, it's for Mothwing, isn't it? I can tell. I have that vibe. We love Mothwing. But like, okay, well, I'll get onto it and then we'll go from there. The crowd, so this is when Leafpaw first places her eyes upon Mothwing. And tell me this is not a crush. I won't listen to you if you say it's not. The crowd had parted so that Leafpaw could make out the young cat crouched beside him, which is, I think, Mud. Oh, Twixted, we'll put an asterisk on my quote here. Twixted said, forgot to ask, but what size canvas do you use when you're drawing? That is a good question. Normally I try to use what is it? 1920 by 1080. 1920 by 20, yeah, 1920 by 1080, I'm pretty sure. Or if I'm going really big, oh, I don't have it open with me right now. But it's double that. It's like 220. Hold on, let me open Fire Alpaca. I'll tell you. So, oopsies, no, get out of here. Normally it's 1920 by 1080, or if I want a really big one, it's 2560 by 1440. So it's just like, if you look at those, whatever the heck it's called, there's like a whole bunch of them, and it goes up and down. But yes, so those are normally the numbers that I use. But yeah. Sorry, what the heck? Oh yeah, leaf pool. Sorry about the motorcycle. Okay, so this is when we're laying our eyes upon Mothwing. The crowd had parted so that Leafpaw could make out the young cat crouched beside him. Again, I don't know who we're talking about. She was startingly, hello, well, I'm having a breakdown because I've seen Mothwing. Well, anyway, she was beautiful, with glowing amber eyes and a triangular face, a long golden pelt with rippling tabby stripes. She's like, her little heart went thump, 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 thump. Is that Mothwing? She whispered to Feathertail. That's right, Feathertail gave Leafpaw's ear a quick lick. When the leaders have finished, I'll take you to meet her if you'd like. She's quite friendly once you get to know her. Leafpaw nodded eagerly. She's like, yes, please. I would love to meet this beautiful lady. She is so cool. I feel like she's also seeing her and she's like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. I want to be your bestie. Hi, Yope. Hi. doing? Go, biscuits are done. I hail the lesbians. Heck yes, dude. We love. Look at Goob's so excited. Here she's too. Are you happy, Goob? Yeah. I don't know if you can hear her caller. She's a happy camper. Me too. Oh my god, biscuits are Alex gets a warm biscuit while we talk about battle cats. I gotta sneeze, but I'm scared I'm gonna sneeze on the mic. Oh no, hold on. Oh, I can't. I want to mute, but I'm just wait. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Whew. So yeah, I love Mothwing. Oh, and this is where we switch POVs on page 52, like mid. Where are we? It's like in the middle of it. Where are we? Okay, listen to this. It's like no, really, like there's no big end. Okay, as Leaf Paw followed, okay, so this is all in like, there's no cut, there's no nothing, it's just in the like next paragraph it switches. As Leaf Paw followed the River Clan warrior across the clearing. Oh, sorry, Goob's yelling at Austin. She wants attention. What a mood. As it's so funny. Okay, this is the biggest side. It's so funny because those talking smack about them, those two will like talk to each other, and she'll go after him, and it's like they're like siblings. Oh my god, bet he loves her so much. In any case, Goob, those two, I'm so in love with both of them. As Leaf, oh, he's giving her a treat. He's gotten in trouble with me recently. I said, stop giving the dog so many treats. He's like, we'll go outside and she'll do her business. And he's like, well, she needs a treat for that. I'm like, she does not need a treat for that every time she goes pee. And he's like, yes, she does. She is perfect and she needs them. I'm like, bro, she's gonna get so spoiled, but he doesn't care. He's like, that's my Goob and I will do it. So who am I to say no? But those two, I tell you, thick as thieves. But yeah, listen to this POV change smack middle of it. As Leaf Paw followed the River Clan warrior across the clearing, she felt sympathy already for Mothwing. Judging by the response of the other cats tonight, it was easy to imagine the hard path that lay before her, before she would finally be accepted by her clan. Okay, next sentence. As the gathering drew to a close, the cats began to separate into their clans. Brambleclaw looked around for his sister Tawny Belt. Just like, boom. I'm like, okay, okay, we're switching. Very good. And I think they only do it like twice, and then they have it to only like chapters that they switch. But I thought that was interesting as they're figuring it out. Also, Firestar going out of his way to single out Hawkfrost because like there is all this like debate and like chaos in the gathering of like, oh, like these cats are from outside the clans and we don't really trust them in RiverClan. And RiverClan hasn't really had that as an issue up until this point. Like, obviously ThunderClan did with the whole kitty pet thing. But, like, nobody in RiverClan has really directly dealt with that. And so there's all this, like, commotion of them being like, we don't know if we can trust them. But then after the gathering, Firestar goes out of his way to talk to Hawkfrost and goes, hey, like, I know it's hard right now. And I know that it's, like, really like crappy, but it does get better. Like you just gotta hang on. And here I'll read the quote because I have it as page 52. So Firestar goes up to Hawkfrost. Congratulations, Hawkfrost, Firestar meowed. I'm sure you'll make a fine warrior. Thank you, Firestar. The new warrior replied, I'll do my best to serve my clan. I'm sure you will. Firestar touched Hawkfrost on the shoulder with the tip of his tail and a gesture of encouragement. Pay no attention to all the fuss. It'll all be forgotten in a moon. He walked on, blah, 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 and then they go away. But I'm like, that is so sweet that he, like, just recognizes that. Plus, his whole thing with Brambleclaw. So he's like, well, I mean, he doesn't know at this point how deep that goes. At this point, he's like, oh, he's just like a rogue. Who's like being accepted. So I feel like Firestar like sees himself almost in Hawkfrost of like, oh, like I know how that feels, and like I wish that somebody had said that to me. And I just thought it was very, very sweet. And then I get so mad with Firestar. That's like the one moment where I'm like, what a good guy. And then I'm instantly like, shut up, Firestar. Shut up. Okay, so this is when I'm being annoyed with with Squirrel Paw. I'm saying page 59. Low-key Squirrel Paw's kind of annoying. 59. What has she done that makes me say so? Okay, yeah. So she's going after, and this is again where I'm thinking that she has a little bit of a crush on Brambleclaw, because she goes out of her way to be a little nasty to him, like just like kind of like nah, that kind of vibe. Um, so like Firestar essentially is going to, he's like, what is it? Oh, Firestar's like, let's go check on Shadow Clan. Like they could be causing trouble and like things, we should keep our eye on them. And then Brambleclaw pipes up and he's like, well, yeah, but we should also maybe check on Wind Clan. They don't have any water and River Clan has allowed them to drink out of the river, but they have to come near us to do so. So I feel like maybe it might be a good idea to also make sure that like that's secure kind of thing. And then Squirrel Paw's like, shut up. She's like, which again is funny but kind of annoying. She's like, what does she say? You think you're so clever. Squirrel Paw sprang to her paws, her fur bristling. Firestar ordered you to check the Shadow Clan border, so you should do what you're told. Rich coming from you, you little squirt. Of course, you've never. Oh, and then this is Dustpelt who chimes in. I'm like, yes, dude. Firestar ordered you to check the Shadow Clan border, so you should do what you're told. Of course, you've never disobeyed a warrior, have you? Dustpelt put in dryly. Squirrel Paw ignored her mentor. Shadow Clan has always caused trouble, she persisted. But we're friends with Wind Clan now. Brambleclaw found himself getting angrier and angrier. Of course, he didn't want to question Firestar's authority, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, Brambleclaw already knew. He's like, well, I don't know if I should, but he's like, well, like, I just think it's a good idea. And Squirrel Paul's like, shut up, you stupid ding dong. You just enough out of you. But I just think like, but it just adds to it later where I'm just like, oh, but it's just, it does. Like, I think if you stopped reading the book, you punk. Austin. Oh my God. He's being a little punk in the background. Oh, turkey. I'm going to make you read this book if you're not careful.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
What are your thoughts on Squirrel Paw?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
They seem like a real troublemaker.
They are.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, you're number one reader. Yeah.
What say?
Yeah.
I love Midnight.
She's pretty cool, I have to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my favorite book.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your second favorite character?
I Spy. Did you say book or character?
Book. Or character. Oh. I think I did say book. I Spy. That's so funny. I think.
Spy book.
No, I know. I think I did say book, but I meant you have that locked and reloaded. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Do you guys know what I Spy is? I don't know. That's so funny though. I was like, who's I Spy? Yeah. Oh my God. Are you single?
No.
Okay, good. Dang. I was gonna make a move on him, but unfortunately he's not single. I got distracted here. Oh, Alex says, tell Austin Sherlock Holmes says hi.
Oh, good. That's good.
Your buddy Alex.
Good old Alex.
Alex.
I'm alive, guys.
Yeah, he conked out for a while. He did a 24-hour dev stream, and then he passed out. And he like went to bed at like after the 24 hours, and I like woke him up. I'm like, you want to get up? And he's like, yeah, half hour more. And I come back in like an hour. I'm like, you want to wake up? And he's like, yeah, half an hour more. Came back in like 4 hours. Do you want to wake up? No. Okay, we just put him to bed. But oh, Dustpelt. Oh, this is I'm laughing at Dustpelt again. Page 65. I say he's such a funny guy. Why are you a funny guy, Dustpelt? Oh no, he's not funny at this point. He makes me love him because like so who is it? It's Dustpelt, I think Squirrel Paw, and Brambleclaw? I actually don't know if Squirrel Paw's here. I know Dustpelt. Oh yeah, she is. So Squirrel Paw, Brambleclaw, and Dustpelt. So they're in the ThunderClan territory and they're watching as Wind Clan is on River Clan territory drinking because of the drought. But then they see them catch a vole of Wind Clans and they go up to them and they're like, I think it comes on to ThunderClan. There's so many names. Territory. Yeah, and Dustpelt's like, what do you think you're doing? Kind of thing. Where are we? Okay, so he confronts them. And then this is what happens. I'm sorry, Dustpelt, One Whisker went on. It's a River Clan vole, and I know we shouldn't have taken it, but there's hardly any prey in our own territory. Our elders and kids are hungry, and he stopped as though he thought he had already said too much. What will you do now? And so Dustpelt, what are you gonna do? And like, listen to this answer. I'm like, what a good guy. The vole's between you and River Clan, Dustpelt meowed coldly. I see no need to tell Firestar about this unless it happens again. Just get out of our territory and stay out. Like, he recognizes it. He's like, I don't know. Apparently I like Dustpelts in this book. I keep like being like, heck yeah. But he's like, he recognizes that like Kit's and elders. Oh, and isn't it so sweet if he's like, he heard Kit's, like he's like the elders, yeah, but like he pictures his own little Kits who are just now in the nursery, and he's like, oh, I can't imagine them going hungry. And so he's like, you know what? Do what you gotta do. I just don't let me see you do it again. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh, dust pelt. You know, I was doing some drawing yesterday because I want to add some more characters to my guessing thing. And I added dust pelt yesterday. I didn't even think about it, but I was like, oh, so it's funny that we're talking about him now. But yeah, dust pelt. Oh, what a good guy. Let's see. Oh, and you know who the other cat? Oh, right. You don't. Ike Mastery says, right, the Purdy introduction book. Here's the take. I adore Purdy, and I will go to my grave defending Purdy. Everybody says he's annoying, and he is, but that's what makes him so good. I love that crazy little old man. He is the light of my life. He is like right up there actually with some of my favorite characters. I just think he's just a hoot. And Ravenpaw in the first arc, I'm like, Ravenpaw. Hold on, I need a drink before getting into this. Ravenpaw in the first arc, I don't want to say he was annoying, but he kind of was, but like, it wasn't his fault. He had a lot going on. But in the last book, the last book of last arc, and this book, he becomes such a, like, just wise and graceful guy, like in his delivery, in how he like takes things in, how he talks to people. Like, he's just so like collected, calm, and intelligent. Like, no, sorry. Cricket is mad. Cricket Flight says Ravenpaw is not annoying. How dare you? You're right. What I should say is the constant going back around with Ravenpaw in the first couple books was annoying. In the whole, like, they didn't just solve it. Like, they just kept going around and around and around and around. But then they solved it. So, but he himself is not, I don't know. But again, but the thing is I like it when the characters are annoying. Like, I like it when they make me mad. When I'm like, this not so much, is more for Squirrel Paw, but like when I'm like, oh my god, but then that character trait evolves. Because isn't that way more satisfying of a character to be like, oh my god, and then grow into a more whole character, like Squirrel Paw. Like Ravenpaw, like he was nervous. He like was so unsure of himself, and he's now taken that and evolved further past that. Like, had he been confident the whole time, this wisdom and this like grace that he carries himself, that'd be like, okay, that's, you know, that's awesome, that's great. But like you look back and you think of like all these things that he would have had to go through and like work through and find himself to get to this point, and it makes it so much more satisfying. And I think the fact that Ravenpaw is as wise, and I keep saying graceful, but that doesn't really feel like the right word that I want, but just like not noble is a word that he is, but like I don't know what the exact word I want for him is. It's just like regal. Like, he's just very like calm, collected, wise. He's just I really like Ravenpaw going forward. Like, I never didn't like him, I shouldn't say that, but I was just like, okay, he was kind of more of a whatever, like, yeah, Ravenpaw, kind of annoying, but whatever. But then, and that was the first couple books. Do I still have the soundboard? Oh, you bet. I still have the soundboard. Sorry, that was probably crazy loud. I do apologize. That might have broken your guys' ear. I cranked it for the other thing and I forgot to turn it back down. I'm so sorry. Yes, of course. I kind of got distracted by by the book. No. We have our soundboard. And I added a bunch of classical music too, which I think is funny. Listen to that, we got that. We've got... Look at so much fancy music. But that's for when I play the Dino game. I love the classical music. But yeah, I just really love Ravenpaw in this. Like, and because oh god, Jaden, focus your words. So I think it's at this point on page 84 that Brambleclaw, I think, has being yelled at by fire. No, I don't think yet. Oh, no, okay, so this is the first point where, the little kittens, these are her kits. It's Birch Kit, Holly Kit, and what's the last one? I think there's one more, no? Larch Kit. Ooh, sorry, Holly and Larch. Lark, I think it's Lark, anyway. But listen to this, he's just like, he's letting the kits crawl all over him, and like bother him, and like bite on him, and just like being, just like, just annoying little kids. And then so they bat at his paw. Listen to this. The two brown tabby kids had pounced on Ravenpaw's twitching tail and were batting it with outstretched paws. Ravenpaw winced. "Don't do that, little kids," he scolded gently. "It's my tail, not a mouse." "Ravenpaw, I'm sorry," meowed Ferncloud. "They haven't learned how to properly behave yet." "Don't worry, Ferncloud," Ravenpaw replied, though drew his tail closely to his side out of harm's way. Kids will be kids. Oh, and it's just like, I don't know, I just really like it. And then he not only, he talks to both Brambleclaw and Squirrelpaw in different points, and like gives them this wisdom and reassurance of like, he kind of like, to Brambleclaw, he's kind of like, yeah, Firestar's kind of being a jerk, he's kind of being the worst, but just keep doing what you're doing, dude. Like, he's got a lot going on, like, you know, I think he's, you know, got a lot on his plate, but you're not doing anything wrong. I see you. Don't worry. And it's just like, yeah, it's Ravenpaw. And I just really like him. Oh, yeah, so Ravenpaw, at this point, has come into ThunderClan to be like, "Hey, Firestar, my good friend, one whom I trust and have never given you any reason to not trust, I have gone out of my way to make this huge journey from my beautiful, lovely home with my beautiful, loving husband to come all the way to you to talk to you about a concern I have for your family. Because there's all of these, like, two-leg monsters and all of this, like, chaos and, like, disruption. I think you should know what I've seen. So I made this really inconvenient journey on the way to tell you this." And Fire goes, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Get out of here." He doesn't quite say that, but he's like, "Yeah, thank you." He's like, yeah, sounds, yeah, thank you for being concerned, but we got it, don't worry. And then he's like, "If it makes you feel better, I guess we could throw out another patrol when we think about it or whatever." And it's like, Firestar. And he just totally dismisses him. Just out of, just like, yeah, whatever, yeah, whatever you say. And it's just like, bro, like, you think of who Ravenpaw is and how much like of an inconvenience that would be, because it's quite like, it's to the point where it's like they talk about going to Ravenpaw and Barley's barn, and they say how they stop at night to sleep there because it's that long of a journey that they often use that as a resting point between A and B. So it's like, bro, why would you not listen to him? And why, like, and I get, well, no, I've kind of committed now. I'm talking myself out of it because I kind of, no. This is, no, at this point, we don't even know about the burning bush. Okay, I've given, wait, never mind. I take it back. Yes, Ravenpaw would be a great den dad. I feel like he would be a great leader too. I was thinking about that as I was like reading this. He has very Blue Star energy, like first book Blue Star, of just like being practical, being understanding, being like not, I don't know, I just really like him in this book. I didn't realize how much I would like Dust Pellet and Ravenpaw in this book, and here we are. I wish we just had more development from other characters that we know. I wish we would have seen more of like the female warriors. Like, I wish we would have seen more of and that's just me because I mean, you know me, I love the girlies, so I tend to gravitate towards them, but like I wish we would have seen more from Sandstorm specifically. We see a lot from Graystripe. We see a little bit from Sandstorm, but it frustrates me because we really only see her in the context of her relationship to Firestar and her daughters. We never see her independent of that. We see her, I'm kind of jumping the gun again, but when Firestar is being a turd and he's being super harsh with Squirrelpaw and he's like going head to head with her, Sandstorm eventually goes, "Okay, we have talked about this. I've told you that is a not productive way of having this conversation with her. Like, this is not news to you. Why do you keep doing this? Like, it is not working." And like, we have that wisdom from her, and then she's the one actually who says, "Hey, that sign that you saw in the burning bush, was it a negative sign? Like, yes, we saw it, but we didn't know that it meant destruction. Like, it could be a good thing." And Firestar's, "Oh, you know what, you might be right." And it's just like, bro. But so I wish we would have seen more from her. We see the tiniest little bit from Mousefur, but even then, it's just her yelling at Brambleclaw for having too much supper, and I'm just like, okay. But that's fine. Mousefur's kind of always been like that. We see a tiny bit from Sorreltail. I wish we would have seen more of her, but I guess we did at the beginning. We kind of saw her journey of like her late apprenticeship and stuff, but I just do like Dustpelt and Ravenpaw in this book, I have to say. Page 93. I'm saying this. What is poetic, Jaden? Said that's poetic. My comments are just so vague. Oh, right. Okay, listen to this poeticness. It's from Ravenpaw. Are we surprised? The goat. Cats live toward the place where the sun sets. They have told Barley and me about a place where there is more water than you can possibly imagine, like a river that has only one bank and it's too salty to drink. Now this is the poetic. Every night it swallows the sun in a flash of fire, bleeding into the waves without a sound. I'm like, whoa, Ravenpaw, get it, get it, get it. That's so cool. Like, and the fact that he added, like, think of how intense of an image that is. Swallowing the sun in a flash of fire, bleeding into the waves. So very like chaotic, very like, oh my god, that's such an intense thing, but without a sound. Like, and it's so calm and it's so normal. I'm like, oh, I just love that. I'm like, hell yeah. There's something about that line where I'm like, oh, that is good. Like, I like that. Okay, page 111 is where we get the burning bush. Also, I'm like, why? This is not the first time we've seen a burning bush in this book or this series. What's the other one? I think it's all the way with Jade Feather, so I guess that's down the line. But I'm like, what the? But and I feel like I talked about this with I think it was Finchwing in one of the Mouse Brain episodes we were talking about this. Where it's like we never really see this scene. Like you would think that we would see there would be in the fandom, because there's certain like iconic scenes, the fire scene, Ravenpaw and like the three. You see like a blanked Bramble Kit when he's dangling from the fire, or dangling, Cinderpelt, like all these things. But like I feel like this is so. I think it's because they bypass it so quickly and how just nothing it is. But yeah, I just like it. Yeah. I like how cool that is. Blix is more vague than StarClan to herself. That's so real. My notes is just start my own version of StarClan talking to me. I'm like, could you just make sense? I'm begging of you. It's annoying that Ravenpaw's just abandoned when the clans leave, says Caramel. I feel like he wouldn't want to leave his barn, though. That means so much to him. And I feel like the barn and Barley is his family. Like, that's his home, that's his family. And that means more to him than the clans, because like, yes, the clans are his friends and stuff, but Barley and his farm, that's his whole life. Like, that's his home, that's his everything, right? So I feel like I would have been more put off had he left, because his barn was fine. There was like, and I still do visit it, but, or do they? I feel like that's not the last time we see him, is it? But yeah, I think it just makes sense that he would have stayed. Like, it's just another point of being like, yes, Ravenpaw has found his family and has found his person, his cat, and like that's where he wants to be. And like, it's just, yeah, I do like that, but I can see why it would be like, why are you leaving him? But I don't think he's in any danger. Like, his barn isn't gonna be destroyed or anything, I don't think. Oh yeah. Okay, Firestar, this is where I'm like, shut up, Firestar. You don't know anything. You're the worst. He's being so annoying with the whole keeping Brambleclaw and Squirrelpaw apart. Like, the subtlety this man doesn't have is absolutely incredible. He is just like, he's like, you need to not, essentially, he's like, don't even look at each other. Don't even breathe the same air. They're like, stay, and he makes up things for Brambleclaw to do to keep him away. Like, at one point, Brackenfur, because at this point, Brambleclaw already knows what's up. He's like, I've done something. I think I've made Firestar upset with me. I don't know what it is. It's really stressing me out. Sorry, Austin has a bit. He got a cold when he was when he was traveling. So, okay. He keeps going away to cough, but I feel bad. He shouldn't have to. He's okay. But yeah, so just he's good. Just yeah. What the heck was I saying? Oh yeah, so he's like, I know I've done something to make Firestar mad, don't know what it is, and like, I kind of like it actually. Hold on, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because I like that Firestar, normally he has this presence of like, he's this ultimate good and he's this big hero guy and nothing shakes him and he's just like this all-knowing and all blah 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 blah. But I kind of actually like that he's a little unreasonable now that I'm thinking about it, because it does, I keep trying to say humanize, but we'll just go with it because I feel like that's just the way, but it like gives him some character of like, yeah, no, he's not perfect. He's a little bit unreasonable. And this is not the first time actually that we've seen him being unreasonable, because there was another one. Who was it? I think it was with Longtail. That's exactly what it was. So with Longtail in, I think it was the 5th or 6th book of last arc, Longtail is like, I saw or I scented Tiger Star on our border and I think he's up to something. And then Fire Star immediately flips into, you're working with him. Oh, it's the dogs. It was the dogs with the rabbit trail. And he's like, you're working with him. You're conspiring against me. And like, I can't trust you. And I'm not listening to what you say. And he's like, no, I'm like actually trying to help and you're not listening to me. And Firestar's just like, la, 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 I can't hear you. So like, I guess it's kind of in his character to be a little rash and unreasonable. And isn't that kind of poetic? The fact that he's fire. So it like keeps you warm and protected, but it also can get like kind of like overwhelming and like burns you almost. That's kind of cool. But yeah, because I wish, yeah, you know what, as I'm reading this, I think I'm really liking that. The more I'm thinking about that, I wish, do we see, I'll have to keep my eye open if we see more of that from Firestar, because like I've read these books many times, but I mean, it's like I have the memory of a goldfish, so it's new every single time. But going forward, I would like to see if we get a little bit more of that, because I'd prefer a little bit of flaw than just like perfect Firestar. But he's just so unsubtle about it too. At one point, he makes up a thing for Brambleclaw to do. Brackenfur comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, I think his apprentice is Whitepaw. I'm just gonna say, because I'm pretty sure it is." But he goes up to Brambleclaw and he's like, "Hey, you want to come watch me train Whitepaw? For when you're a mentor one day, you can know what to do." And Brambleclaw's like, why? Like, that's weird. Why would I do that? Like, there's no apprentices that are even close to, or no kits even close to being apprentices. That's odd. And Brackenfur's like, or Brackenpelt, whatever his name is, Brackenfur. It's like, no, like, it's a good idea. Like, it'll just, like, you know, you can have a watch and, like, you can just see how it's done. And Brambleclaw, like, straight up says, we never do stuff like that. Like, why? Like, I could be doing other things. And then they go back and forth until Brackenfur's like, well, it is an order for you to do it. And then Brambleclaw's like, oh, he, like, clicks in of, like, oh no, I'm being told that I have to do this to keep me busy so that I don't do other things. Like, Firestar specifically is wanting to keep me busy. And I just think that's so funny of like, everybody knows it's weird too, because even Brackenfur is like, yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if, but like, you know that Firestar pulled him aside and he's like, yeah, I need you to do this. I just think it's so funny. Just binging my phone. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I have a trivia. Are you guys ready for a trivia? Let's see what the soundboard says for our opening for a trivia. Sure, that works. It's Squirrel Paw. Just wait, it's the long one. Alright. Okay, soundboard. Alright, enough out of you. Quiet. Okay. So, that's the intro to the trivia. That's actually so funny that I picked that one. So, my trivia is, so Squirrel Paw, this is before they leave ThunderClan, because Squirrel Paw, very oddly, weird that it happens twice, she gets stuck in a bush. Twice. Oh, sorry, ads. Sorry. I apologize. I have it set to low frequency. I do have to say, so hopefully they're not coming too often. So she gets stuck in things twice. This time where she's stuck in a bracken or bramble bush, she's stuck in some type of prickly bush. But then the second time she's stuck in a fence. So this is the first time. So when she does get stuck in it is bramble bushes. When she gets stuck and is saved by Bramble, she's specifically going out to hunt a mouse. Like that, or a vole, sorry. She's on a mission for a vole, and that's when she gets stuck. Somebody specific in the clan had said they fancied having a vole, and so Squirrel Paw's like, I'll go get you one. Who was the cat who wanted that vole? Who's like, I fancy having a vole. Squirrel Paw's like, I am on it. So that's my question. Who wanted the vole that Squirrel Paw went to go get? And what do you think? I'll have a little drink of my drink. I'll watch until my phone dies. It's at 13%. Living on the edge. Sandstorm gets robbed of Paige time after Arc 1, and it's a perfect reflection of how horribly the series treats its female characters. Joseph, you're kind of cooking. I have to agree. So I just put my own headcanons on it, and I make my own stuff up. Oh, it's not mouse fur. Nope, non-existent. Good guess. Good guess. Blossom Leafeon. Oh, I like that. Says, I think mouse fur as well. It's not mouse fur. Alex also thought mouse fur. And you know, I thought mouse fur was an elder in this book, but she's not. She's a senior warrior. I'm like, oh, interesting. But at this point, I would have also said mouse fur. But Bear Fern gets it. And also Caramel says Dappletail. That's it. Dappletail is like, I would love a vole. And Squirrel Paw says, say less. Because I think she's supposed to be checking on the elders at this point and like taking care of them. So yeah, so it was sweet Dappletail. Oh, and then, okay, so after Brambleclaw, like, helps her escape from the bush, Firestar appears out of nowhere, and this is when they go toe-to-toe. Listen, I gotta read you this quote, it's so good. Okay. Okay, so I think, what the heck was Brambleclaw told to do? Oh, I think at this point, Brambleclaw, this was when he was supposed to be with Brackenfur and Whitepaw, and he's like, nah, I'm out of here. Oh, no. He was supposed to be on a hunting patrol with Mousefur and Spiderpaw, don't mind me. So Firestar is being turkey. Is this... so he's yelling, Squirrelpaw, is this how you obey orders? The unfairness of Firestar's attitude took Brambleclaw's breath away. For a couple heartbeats, he couldn't find the words to answer. And when he did, he knew he sounded guilty. I'm not disobeying orders, Firestar. And then we get sassy man Firestar. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were supposed to be on a hunting patrol, but I must have heard wrong. Firestar, you're the one who told him to do it, you actual just little diva. That is so funny, though. Oh, you, dude, that is, I'm rereading that, I'm like, that is actually so petty. I am on a hunting patrol, Brambleclaw meowed desperately. Firestar made a great he is being, listen to this. Oh, I think I must have like skimmed this because I didn't really realize how sassy he was. Firestar made a great show of looking around. I don't see Mousefur or Spiderpaw. Spiderpaw went off after a squirrel, Brambleclaw pointed with his tail. Mousefur went after him. And then Squirrelpaw being like, oh, Dad, stop. Why are you being so horrible? Squirrelpaw interrupted, glaring at her father. Brambleclaw isn't doing anything wrong. Brambleclaw isn't doing what he was told, Firestar growled. This isn't the warrior code as I was taught it. Ooh, Firestar. Squirrelpaw, and this is when, page 152 is the moment where I'm like, you know what? I love Squirrelpaw, because I'm like, yes, she takes that personality. And also there's so many times characters, as they grow older, sorry, I'll get back to this in a hot second, but there's so many times characters in the book, they'll just like grow up and they're like, yeah, I was kind of rash and stuff, but you know, whatever. I've grown past, I've matured it. But I like that she kind of like grows with it and does mature, but it's not like a flick on and flick off. It's just like she just kind of like, I don't want to say yields it differently, but like I don't know, I just really like it. But this is the moment I'm like, heck yeah. Squirrelpaw sprang forward to stand nose to nose with her father and lifted her voice in a yowl of pure fury. I was stuck in a bush. Brambleclaw helped me. It's not his fault. That was very unemotional, but take it as you will. Be quiet, Firestar rasped. Brambleclaw was struck by how much alike father and daughter looked, green eyes flashing, ginger pelts bristling angrily. This has nothing to do with you. It looks like it has, Squirrelpaw argued. You growl at Brambleclaw every time he so much as glances at me. Silence, hissed Firestar. And then on they go, and then Graystripe pops out being like, what's going on? And then Graystripe's like, what is happening? And then he looks at who's there and he's like, ah, right, that whole thing. And then that's, I do really like this scene. As I'm talking about it, I like this scene more. Very good. And then I think Graystripe does take a moment to be like after Firestar and Squirrelpaw leaves, I think he turns to Brambleclaw. This is at the right spot. Oh yeah, he does. He's like, don't worry, he's just kind of grouchy right now, but he's, you know, he just needs a snack or something. So Firestar and Squirrelpaw leave, and it's just Graystripe and Brambleclaw. Graystripe paused before following him. He's got a lot on his mind, he murmured apologetically. Don't take it to heart. Don't take it too much to heart. Everything will work out okay. You'll see. A yowl of Graystripe came from the direction from where Firestar had disappeared. Graystripe twitched his ears, nodded farewell to the two younger cats, and followed the leader. So I guess Squirrelpaw is still there. It's like, oh, dude. Let's see. But yeah, I loved Squirrelpaw standing up to Firestar. Just love it, because nobody does. And everybody just is like constantly being like, oh, Firestar is the best. Firestar the hero. Squirrelpaw's like, he's my freaking dad. And like, ugh, dad. Like, I just like it. Oh yeah, and then Leaf, so then they're like, okay, we're out of here. And then Brambleclaw, tells Squirrelpaw everything about the dreams. I haven't talked about the dreams at all, but we know. So he's having these dreams from StarClan being like, you need to meet up with the 4 from the other clans. We need to go and find, at this point he had the dream of the salt water. So he had a dream that he fell into water and he was like drowning and he was like sucking in water that tasted super salty. And he's like, I know I have to do something about this. And then Ravenpaw is the one who was like, oh no, that place actually exists. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna go. And Brambleclaw at this point had already decided that he was gonna go. And then that's when he tells Squirrelpaw about everything. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go with you. And I just was like, I do like that she went with him. But so then they decide, they're like, okay, Brambleclaw is like, he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because he's like, well, if I don't let her go, she's gonna go to the camp, and when everybody notices I'm gone, they're gonna quiz her as to where I went. But if she does come with me, she can be annoying. But I guess of the two evils, which is less, I guess her coming with me is, because he's also scared that Firestar's going to send a patrol to bring him home. I'm like, okay, well, you can come. But then, so then they've decided to go, so they leave. And they sow throughout this book, and I didn't really notice it until this read through. But they sow little tiny bits of the forest destruction throughout the book. Obviously we have Ravenpaw's whole thing, but that is very not subtle, and it is a pointed thing of like, so they can look back and go, oh, we learned about this. But even here, when they're about to leave, they go to somewhere near the Thunderpath, and they see they comment, there's like, that's the biggest monster I've ever seen in my life. I didn't even know they could be this big. Like, what is it doing here? But they're like, oh, but it's raining and we need shelter. Kind of convenient. And they don't make a point of like, oh, that looks like it could destroy the forest. They're like, oh, a conveniently large monster here that we've never seen before. What a perfect opportunity to use that environment piece to forward our story. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking, once you've read the books, you're like, oh, that's probably part of the construction team that's going to take down the forest. But like in the moment, it's just that subtle little thing that I didn't click until after, but I like that. I like that. So they go under this monster and they have a little snooze before they go, and then they come out, and who's there? Leafpaw. She knows they need some herbs, and I'm like, and once again, Leafpaw for the, okay, a big motorcycle. Leafpaw is the love of my life. She's just so empathetic. She's so sweet. She's just like, I know you need some herbs, so let me do this for you. My sister's messaging me. What does she need on this ungodly hour? Let's see, sorry. Okay, there we go. Just responding to her. McCrusty. But yeah, so they've decided to go, and then Leafpaw is just perfect. I keep saying Leaf Poo because I keep trying to say Leaf Pool, but I catch myself before, so I keep saying Leaf Poo. So her name is not Leaf Poo. I apologize. I would never do that to her. I love her. Page 150. Finally, Sandstorm is able to talk some sense into Firestar. Thick-headed Firestar. Because she's the one who's like, have you ever considered that you're being dumb? And he's like, you might have a point. So they realize that's, so it's been a night, they didn't come back, and they're kind of realizing that Brambleclaw and Squirrelpaw are gone. So they haven't been back, and then they're concerned. Surely it didn't upset them that much. Firestar sounded anxious. Not enough to leave the camp. Sandstorm gave him a direct look from wide green eyes, just like Squirrelpaw's. Ooh, I like that. I've told you over and over again that you don't get anywhere with Squirrelpaw by criticizing her and ordering her around like that. She'll do the opposite just to be difficult. I know Firestar let out a heavy sigh. Clearly he doesn't. It's just this prophecy, ... Fire and Tiger together in trouble for the forest. I thought after we dealt with Blood Clan and the clans, the clans would be at peace. We've had many moons of peace. She's going on. I've been thinking about that omen. It mentions Fire and Tiger in trouble, Sandstorm continued, but it doesn't say that Fire and Tiger will cause the trouble, does it? You're right, he murmured. The prophecy might mean they'll save us from trouble. Oh, Sandstorm. How just dense your husband is. That's fine. Okay, so and then they, why am I'm glazing Ravenpaw again here. Why? Page 160. Why am I so proud of Ravenpaw in this? I just say, once again, Ravenpaw being so wise. Why are you wise? Ravenpaw, tell me. Page 160. Oh, okay, so yes. So Ravenpaw is a very good, buddy of Firestar, and he knows that there's great respect between the two. They like care for each other. They blah 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 blah. And so Ravenpaw, they stop at Ravenpaw's barn, and they're like telling him about all this, and then he goes, well, what does Firestar think about you going and doing all this? And then Bramaclaw's like, well, you might not actually know that we've gone to do this. He says, it wasn't quite like that, Bramaclaw admitted. We left without telling him. And then, like, you would think, oh, he's gonna be, like, chastising them and being like, you shouldn't be going behind your leader's back, and all that. But, like, no, Ravenpaw knows that sometimes, like, you know, I mean, look at him. Like, sometimes you just gotta do things in a different way. Ravenpaw's eyes widened with shock, and for a heartbeat, Bramaclaw wondered if he would send them away again. But Ravenpaw only shook his head. And I was like, what a good response. I'm sorry to hear that you couldn't tell him what's going on, he meowed. Perhaps you'll tell me more when you've eaten. Are you all still hungry? So I just like that he's like, he recognizes that it's a more complicated situation than, I guess, what the black and white thing would be like, no, you should have told your leader, he is your leader. And they do that in Arc 1 with the whole, with Fireheart going behind Bluestar's back to, like, smooth over things with WindClan. Everybody's like, oh, she's your leader. You need to listen to your leader and you need to do what they say. But it's interesting that Ravenpaw doesn't go that route. He's like, well, you know, you are gonna do what you gotta do, and like, I hope that works out for you. And I just like that. I'm laughing at Crowpaw here. I say Crowpaw's quips are so funny. Oh, so Brambleclaw and Squirrel Paw are fighting. They're scrapping as per usual, and they're just like, oh no. He said that, no, Bramaclaw is like, I'll take care of you. Don't worry, I'll look after you. To his surprise, she whirled on him, the light of fury in her green eyes. How many times do I have to tell you I don't need looking after, she spat. If you're going to behave like Firestar all the way to the Sundrown Place, I might as well have stayed home. And then Crowpaw, who's not even part of this conversation, like across the room, says, oh, don't we wish, Crowpaw murmured, rolling his eyes. I just think that's so funny. Just like, he's like, no stakes in this, and he's just like has something to say about it. Oh, Crowpaw, how much I was annoyed by you, but how funny you are. Crowpaw, I have complicated feelings about Crowpaw. I like it when he's like, I don't like it when he's, I shouldn't say to like it because it's a character, but like when he's like outwardly like aggressive and being like ready to like fight and like being like, oh, like, you're not the boss of me and blah 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 blah. I think that probably comes from his the like in it, like his I don't want to say his youth, but like as an apprentice and feeling like he is lesser than these warriors, and he's just like, I'm just as important as you guys are, kind of things. Crowpaw just spawned out of nowhere. Sorry, I guess I forgot to mention that they have left now. They are out of the forest and they're on their way to the Sundrown Place. So we have Brambleclaw, Tawny Pelt, Stormfur, Feathertail, Crowpaw, and Squirrelpaw. That took quite a lot of mental energy to do that, but they're on their way. So sorry, we're on an adventure now. But like when Crowpaw's like, oh, you're not the boss of me and blah blah blah. I think that comes from him being just an apprentice. But when he does these sly little like quips on the side of being like sassy and like sarcastic and stuff, I feel like that's his personality, and that's not necessarily just from him being an apprentice. And I like that side of him, of just being like, oh, whatever, like, I am so frustrated, like, you guys are so annoying. And I feel like, kind of spoilery, but I feel like that's a Jay Feather thing, and you can kind of see the connection, and we're just like, ah, yes, yep, that's just, it's good. I just like how cold he is. And then Squirrelpaw and Crowpaw fight. Why are we fighting? So what the heck? Yeah, okay, so they're going back to back. Leave him alone. To Bramaclaw's amazement, Squirrelpaw darted forward to place herself in front of the WindClan apprentice. Bramaclaw didn't ask for the second dream. It's not his fault that StarClan chose him. And what do you know about it? Crowpaw growled. In WindClan, apprentices know when to keep their mouths shut. Oh, so you'll be quiet from now on? Squirrelpaw mewed cheekily. Good. Like, damn, dude, that's so good. I'm like, oh yeah, get him. Oh, and Feathertail, again, you know, here's the thing. I love Feathertail. I have a little bit of a problem with Feathertail. I don't love that she is reduced to just being loving and motherly. Don't really like that. They do have a moment in here where she does get a little spicy. And, you know, I guess I shouldn't, like, it's not that I don't like it. I just feel like I wish we would have seen more from her, but I guess that comes with A, not being a point of view character, B, not being super relevant in, well, I shouldn't say relevant, but like the point of view characters we see are Brambleclaw and Leaf Paw. If I say Leaf Poo one more time, Leaf Paw. Leaf Paw talks to her a little bit and they have a good conversation. But Brambleclaw, I mean, of all those cats, oh, well, I guess it's the three of them. Stormfur, Crowpaw, and Feathertail are the ones he doesn't really know. Well, he knows the two River Clan cats, but anyways. But I mean, like, Feathertail is fairly quiet. Like, she kind of is just like, so I guess, you know what, I take back what I've said. So I guess we just don't see enough of her in this book. I wish we would have seen more. But I do like when she goes after Purdy. I thought that was funny. Oh, here we go. Again, just call this episode me screaming my love for for Leaf Paw. Listen to this. And she is so quietly mature and empathetic, and I just love, and I don't know why everybody dunks on her later, but like she can just see when somebody's like needing something and she doesn't make a show of it. She doesn't say anything. She just does what she can to fix it. Cause listen to this. I was just like, oh, this is it's such a mature thing to do and such an empathetic and kind thing. Cause listen to this. So they're on their, so all their medicine cats are on their way to Moonstone to, I think bring Mothwing as a full medicine cat, but they've made this long journey. After a while, Leafpaw noticed that Cinderpelt was beginning to limp badly and guessed that her old injury was bothering her. But the ThunderClan medicine cat would never admit that the pace was too much for her, so Leafpaw decided to slow the cats down herself. "Can't we have a rest?" she begged, flopping down on a patch of soft heather. "I'm really tired." Cinderpelt gave her a keen glance as if she guessed what Leafpaw was thinking, but then meowed in agreement. "Apprentices," Barkface muttered, "no stamina." And then they go on. But I was just like, that's such a quiet and like, just like, I don't know. I just really like it. There's something about that where it's like, yes, Leafpaw. And she doesn't be like, oh, she doesn't pity her. She doesn't go, oh, poor Cinderpelt's not feeling like, you know, oh, I need to, she's not doing well and I need to step up. She's just like, oh, she wouldn't say that she needs a rest and she's going to keep pushing. So if she won't take a rest, I'll make sure that she takes a rest. And I was just like, oh, Leafpaw, I love you so much. Oh, page 183. Count it. Third time calling Mothwing beautiful. There's three, may I say, specifically 1, 2, 3 points in this book where she calls Mothwing beautiful. I am not joking. The word beautiful specifically is used. Tell me she doesn't have a crush on her and I'm gonna say you're a liar. And I do like it that Leafpaw has this big crush on Mothwing and Mothwing's just like, who are you? Like, you are, what's your name again? What is it? The Autumn Pool? What? But, and then she grows to love her. Love her in many ways, I think. I'm screaming. I don't know why I said many so loud. But like, at this point, because I think it would be, I don't know, it would make no sense for Mothwing to instantly be like, oh yeah, like, you are so awesome, because she doesn't really know her. She's got a lot on her plate, whereas Leafpaw's just like, oh, she's so cool and pretty and smart and wise. Okay, oh, I have more trivia. Are you ready for trivia? My trivia what's the question, or what's the trivia soundboard? Okay, that was disrespectful, but whatever. Okay, so trivia. Who was the second cat of the 4 chosen to taste the salt water, confirming that they were going the right way? So like, as they went, each of them, as they randomly would drink water, like, oh, this is salty, and they continue. It was so dumb. No, I shouldn't say that, but like, every time somebody drinks water, they are shocked again. So they've had the water every time and they go, why, ew, salty water? Why is this water salty? It's like, we've gone over this 4 distinct separate times of this is something we should look for. Why do you mean, why is this water salty? I guess when you're just shocked at the beginning. But, oh, Caramel Moon was on it. They say Tawny Pelt. Elizabeth, that's funny. I also thought it was Feathertail for some reason, but no, it was Tawny Pelt. Our girl, Tawny Pelt. Where did she find it? I think, she thought that Squirrelpaw was tricking her because Squirrelpaw found some water. She's like, oh, there's water over here. And then Tawny Pelt comes back and she's like, you are a jerk. She's like, that was a mean trick. And she's like, what are you talking about? So, and I do think that whole water thing is, oh, sorry, Caramel. I meant the second one who gets the drinking sign. So look, so technically the second sign up, which is the drinking of the salt water, is Brambleclaw, because he has a dream of salt water. But the second of the 4, once they're like, we should watch for salt water. Or do they know at this point? I think that's when they decide, oh, we should look for it if we're all getting it. So, but yeah, it's Tawny Pelt. But I just think the saltwater thing is so clever, because it would have been so easy for them to, like, each have a dream of, like, their respective Star Clan person coming down and being like, you're on the right path. Or, like, something of them just, like, stepping in and being like, oh, yes, you've done well. But I like it so much more that they have to figure it out, and that it's just this kind of... It is something that could happen. Like, you would make... Well, obviously not in, like, a puddle, but it's real enough that you're like, oh, like, that's not magic. Like, it's just... It's... I don't know, I thought it was really clever compared to, like, what they could have done, and here's a take, what they probably would have done in the newer books. Like, I feel like they would have just bypassed that, and they would have just sent down a StarClan person. I'm surprised they haven't reincarnated a StarClan person and just sit there and be, like, a messenger pigeon at this point. But I just thought it was cool. Okay, so page 204, we get such a potent... men, am I right, ladies moment, and it killed me. I do not remember this part at all, but it sent me into outer space. Okay, so Squirrel Paw once again is stuck in something. 204. So yeah, so she's stuck under the fence. They're trying to get out, and they're like getting farther and farther in, and she's like, oh my god, I'm so stuck. And they're like, we should chew her fur off, and she's like, don't do that. And like, we should chew the fence off, and they're like, they're like, that's dumb, we can't do that. And they're like bickering, and all 3, Crowpaw, Stormfur, and Brambleclaw, are all bickering at each other, just going like yapping. And then they turn, because they're like, oh, we're gonna have to leave her behind. And then they turn around and they see, throughout their bickering, Tawny Pelt and Feathertail have just taken it, and they've just started, what did they chew up? They chew up dock leaves to make it slippery, and started putting that on. Didn't say anything, just like, okay, well, they're clearly not gonna find a solution, so let's do it. And they just go ahead and fix it. And I just thought that was so funny, because, and then specifically, they literally do men, am I right? Honestly, okay, so this was Feathertail. Honestly, she exclaimed as she spat out the last of them and shot an exasperated glance at Brambleclaw. Do you Toms never do anything but argue? It's what they do best, Tawny Pelt meowed, a gleam of amusement in her eyes. And then they slip her out. But it's just like, that's funny. And also, I kind of forgot about Stormfur's very brief and very non-noted crush on Squirrelpaw. They talk about it more in the later book. I'm not making it up. He does specifically call it out, that he's like, oh, he says something, it's a next book, so I'm kind of jumping the gun, but I do remember him, or the 3rd book, but I'm pretty sure it's the 2nd book. He says something along the lines of like, oh, like, I'm starting to really admire Squirrelpaw. Would I be able to leave my clan, like, leave my clan for her? Would Feathertail be able to leave her clan for Crow? Like he kind of sees that, and it's very brief. And I think I'll have to reread, but I feel like I remember him being like, oh no, her and Brambleclaw are meant to be, or something like that, but don't quote me on that. But I do remember him specifically being like, no, like, I do not want to continue with these feelings. Oh, page 217, I say Leaf, once again thinking about Mothwing. Why? Am I getting annoying with that? Don't even mind if I do. Why are you thinking about that? What? Oh, Kate. Okay, this is so funny. So, Leafpaw. Why? Leafpaw has found Hawkfrost, but why? Because they watch as WindClan once again is stealing, or is drinking water from the river from RiverClan when they're not supposed to. Like, the drought is over. No longer are they supposed to be drinking from the river, and so they're like, okay, WindClan, like, your invitation is expired, but WindClan still keeps drinking. So Mistyfoot, Hawkfrost, and I think, is it Leopards? No, I thought there's a 3rd cat. Hold on, I think it might just be like a rando. I have no idea. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. They find specifically Mistyfoot and Hawkfrost, and they're just like talking about how WindClan shouldn't be doing this, and yet they are. And what else are we talking about? they're mad at Hawkfrost, like, we should drive WindClan out. Leopard Star is not into that. She's like, no, she's gonna keep her word that they can drink there until the gathering, blah blah blah. But anyway, so they have this discussion, and then Leafpaw, looking at Hawkfrost, immediately thinks of his sister. Forceborn, okay, hold on, let me go back. Hawkfrost bowed his head in agreement, but Leafpaw noticed that his claws flexed in and out as if he itched to rake them over the pelts, over the pelts of the cats who had invaded his clan's territory. So he's mad at WindClan. Forceborn or not, he was growing into a formidable warrior, she reflected, as exceptional in his way as his sister Mothwing. Say hi to Mothwing for me, she meowed to him, and with that, and with a sudden thought, darted back to the clumps of the, I don't know what this is, Celadine? Selenodine? Anyways, she sees him and she's like, oh my god. Also, say hi to your sister for me. Oh, and then we meet, and then Crowpaw saves Feathertail's life. Once again, we have the trope of, you saved my life, now I'm madly, deeply, and fully in love with you. But then, seriously, the whole reason why you read this book. Everything up until now, you were reading it for Leafpaw, let's be real. Leafpaw. This is the moment life becomes worth it. We've met Purdy, our sweet boy. The perfect little menace man, Purdy. And I will die on this hill that he is such a good guy. And the whole time he's like going through the two-leg place, they're like, he doesn't know where he's going. Like, he's taking us in such a weird place. And even at the end, so they're in this two-leg place. They don't know how to get out. It's like a maze to them. Purdy is helping guide them through and get them to the other side of the forest, I think, or the other side of the two-leg place to the next part of the forest. And they're like, Purdy doesn't know anything. Like, he's just walking us in circles. And Purdy's like, no, you youngins don't know anything. Like, yeah, you follow Purdy, he'll show you, and kind of thing. And everybody's like, this man is out to lunch. And also, he calls mice squeakers, and I thought that was so stinking cute. Specifically, I have the quote, page 225, because they're talking about hunting, and he's like, you don't have to catch your own squeakers. I'm like, stop, squeakers? I've never, ever heard you say that. Oh, it's so cute. Where are you? Squeakers. And he has an accent? My god. Where? I need to know where you said squeakers, dude. Oh, and listen, he had a family. No, I didn't live with the Upwalkers. I'm not going to do his accent because I don't know what it is. Used to once, mind you. Those were the days. He settled down at the foot of a tree, gazing into the distance as if he were looking back into the young cat he had once been. A fire to sleep by and all the food I could eat. And then they're like, oh, speaking of food, can we hunt? And listen to this. Young cats, he muttered, always dashing off. There's no need to catch your own squeakers in this part, not if you know where to go. Oh, come on, dude. He's got this squeakers. He's so cute. And everybody memes on him and they call him stinky old man. That is my stinky old man. I will fight to the death. He is genuinely one of my favorite characters. And he's just so wholesome. But okay, so we're going back. Everybody's like, no, he doesn't know where he's going. But at the very end, when they finally start getting like mad, like they're like, okay, you don't know where you're going. You've walked us in circles. We're so frustrated. He's like, okay, but also, here's the place you need to go. And they're like, oh, sorry, actually, yeah, that is where we need to go. And he's like, yeah, so let's go. They just like have, and it's just this perfect moment of like, oh, never mind. It's like, oh, yes. And I just, and even at the end, they're like, I think it's Brownmacaw. He says, he thinks of like, I don't actually know if he knew he was getting here. I think it might have been a coincidence. He just showed up here. I'm like, no way. I feel like he's just like an eccentric old man who's just like, just is reveling in having company. And he just knows where to go. And he's just like not in a rush to get there. I just like him. And I don't want to think that it was a happenstance he got them where they needed to go. I feel like he really did know where he was going. It was just that long of a journey. Squeakers is cute. That's what I'm saying. Lily? Warrior Cats fan 2009. It says hello. Oh, hello, Warrior Cats 2009. Warrior Cats fan, excuse me. Oh, non-existent says, fun fact, in Polish translation, Purdy's name is something like pretty. Oh, I feel like that's like Pongo and Purdy, right? Perdita? I think it's normally like, oh, and too, if he has an accent, like I think it's supposed to be like a southern accent, I'm not sure, but like it's, when you say, oh, she's purdy, like she's pretty, like I do think it's supposed to be like this. Oh, it's cute. Squeakers. Mr. Purdy. Oh, yep. Then again, when Crowpaw, the last one to get the sign, everybody's gotten this saltwater thing. They're very aware that they need to watch for it. Saltwater is not a new or novel thing. He catches a fish with Feathertail, and when he goes to, like, groom the water off of his pelt, he goes, "Ooh, salty. Why would it be salty? This is gross. Why is the water salty?" It's like, bro, have you not been, maybe he wasn't paying attention, because he's, like, very, like, off in his own world, but I just thought it was funny. I'm like, we've gone over this 4 separate times. Every single time we are surprised by it. Guys, Purdy has a Northern English accent canon. Actually, that does make sense, because they are in England. I always thought of him having like a cowboy accent, you know? I don't know what that would be called, but I just love him. I just love that guy. Ooh, okay. I think this is, at least from what I can remember, off the top of my head, and I have a bad memory, so this could be wrong. But I think this is like one of the only points we really see the cats interact with Two Legs in a positive way. Sorry, my sister messaging me again. We see them interact with Two Legs in a positive way to get their way. And I don't know, it's just like so different, but I like it. And it's Squirrel Paw. So she gets scooped up by Feathertail. Feathertail gets scooped up by Two Leg Kits, and they're like all happy. And they're like, "Weee, a cat!" Because they're outside and there's a bunch of kids, I guess. And like Feathertail's trying to escape and she can't. And then they're gonna go claw the kids. And Squirrel Paw's like, "You're dumb. Like these are like kits. These are Two Leg Kits. Like you gotta do this." And she goes up and she like purrs and she's like rubbing her like side on their legs like a cat, like and purring and stuff. And they go, "Oh!" And then Stormfur is like, "That's a good idea." And he joins her. And then the Two Leg Kits are like, "Oh my god, cats!" And then they go down to pet them. And then when they loosen their grip, Feathertail's like, "Shoom!" And then they all get out of there. And I was just like, do they ever interact with Two Legs like that again? Obviously, like the kitty pets will. But I mean, like the clan cats, like I think that's really the only interaction we see with them, and it's just unique, and I like it. I was like, that's clever, because like they could have just had a scene where they just clawed at the kids and they're like, "Ah," and they drop the cats, but I like it that it's just it's not done like that. But just when you think that you're gonna get through a whole book with no mention of Spotted Leaf. Every single book up until this point we've heard about Spotted Leaf, and you say, "Oh my god, we're 255 pages into a 300-page book." We have gotten free from this Spotted Leaf curse. Not curse, but like everybody let her sleep in peace. Give the girl a rest. We think, "Oh, we're basically at the end. They surely won't bring up Spotted Leaf." In the next breath, they bring up Spotted Leaf. It's fantastically terrible. On page 255, and no reason. They just shoehorn this in, if I'm being so honest with you. Okay, so, what are we doing here? We're doing... Oh, okay, so this is when Tawny Pelt has been bitten by the rats, or they have fought the rats, and Tawny Pelt gets a nasty bite on her shoulder and it becomes infected, and they're like, "What do we do?" And then Leaf Paw is like, "Hey, they need burdock root," and Squirrel Paw and Leaf Paw have this like weird psychic connection, and she's like, "I have to tell Squirrel Paw that she needs burdock root." She's like, "I don't know what to do with this. I need to tell her somehow, but I don't know what to make sense of this." And then Leaf Paw's like, "Cinderpelt, I don't know what to do with this, like, help." She's like, "Can you tell me what it means, please?" The feeling that something's right or wrong. And then Cinderpelt says, "Part of being a medicine cat is learning to read those signs, those messages by instinct. And we both know how hard it is to make a leap of faith. That's what you have to do now. I'm not sure I know how," Leaf Paw confessed, scraping the ground with one forepaw. "Suppose I get the meaning wrong." "Do you think I'm never wrong?" Cinderpelt's gaze suddenly grew intense. "You must trust your own judgment. Believe me, Leaf Paw. One day you will make a wonderful medicine cat. Perhaps even as good as Spotted Leaf." I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream and kick my feet. What an awesome place for you to have mentioned your mentor, Yellowfang, and her legendary, career of saving cats, not only from ThunderClan, but also ShadowClan. But no, let's bring up Spotted Leaf, someone whom you've never met, weren't even alive when... She might have just been alive when she died. And she's just like, "Oh yes, Spotted Leaf. Like, what Why? What did she do? I think she maybe helped Ravenpaw get over shock that from what we've seen. But like other than that, I'm like, why are we bringing her up again, dude? Jeez. But no, we could have brought up what a perfect opportunity to bring up Yellowfang and yet. And then Leafpaw sleeps with burdock root in her mouth to send the taste to the squirrel paw. I thought that was really clever. Oh, and then I've kind of already, sorry, coming to the end. Oh my god, this book ends so fast. I was talking about Purdy and him, like, him being like, oh, by the way, this is where you need to go after being yelled at. I really like that. I really do think he knew the way the whole time. At least that's what my headcanon's gonna tell me. And then lastly, so they get to where they need to go. They come to this cliff. They fall into it. They find the salty water. And then they meet Midnight the Badger. And they're like, ah! And then Midnight's like, don't worry. But she says it like in rhymes and very cool. And they talk to Midnight and all that stuff. And first of all, as a kid, that blew my dang mind. I'm like, whoa, Midnight's a thing. And I just remember being like, whoa, this is what life's all about. The twists in her are incredible. And, I really do like Midnight. And then it kind of clicked to me when I was reading this. And I guess because I was always like, why did they need to go to where they went? Obviously, because I can't remember and I'm having a brain fart and I feel like I should know this. Because after they meet Midnight, they go back, right? Like they don't go to the new forest, I don't think. Like I think the 6 cats then turn around and go home. They do not go to the forest first. But I'm like, why? Why did they go to that place specifically? But I don't think they even needed to go there technically. Like, I don't think the point of the journey was to talk to Midnight. Obviously it was, but in the long scheme of things, I think the whole idea was to, like, group together as, like, see past clan differences. Because she makes a point of being like, you started this journey as being from 4 separate clans, but now as you're talking to me, you guys are one, like, unit, and that's what you guys need to do to keep on traveling. And I don't know, like, I guess it never really clicked the same way. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. But I did like Midnight. And she talks that she knows a whole bunch of different languages. She says she can talk to foxes, but they're not fun to talk to because all they talk about is, like, hunting. Rabbits have thistledown for brains, but then she mentions she knows how to speak to other cats that don't share the same language. I'm like, that would have been so cool. Could you imagine if they found a group of cats that they could not interact with, of like, why would their language be so different? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if she means like maybe wild cat, but I guess in England, why would you find wild cats? Like, I don't know, but I'm like, oh, what kind of cats would be that they wouldn't be able to interact with that? But then they end with them being like, okay, Midnight, now what? But then we get the epilogue where Firestar and Greystripe and Sandstorm, I think it's the 3 of them, possibly, it could be more. Let me go. I think. Oh no, it's Cloudtail, Sandstorm, Fire. So Firestar, Greystripe, Cloudtail, Sandstorm, and Leafpaw for some reason. But they're just like vibing, they're chilling, they're walking through the forest, and then they see the forest starting to be destroyed. A big, I think is it Fortress? No, what is it? No, what? I think it's just random spot. I don't think we see the Fortress till later. The monster barreled forward on huge black paws. Oh yeah, so they're just basically like bulldozing the forest at this point. They're like, something's happening. Because Midnight's like, you have to go back and warn them that they have to leave. And then they're like, no, they're not going to believe us. They're not going to go. And then Midnight's like, she kind of has this cheeky look into the camera moment where she's like, I think they might listen to what you have to say. And then we get a hard cut to them being like, tractors. And so I think it's that point of the leaders being like, okay, yeah, this is all connecting. And then, yeah, and that's where the book ends, is seeing the start of the destruction. First book of the second arc. You know, I didn't mind it. It was like, I, for some reason, thought it was a lot more walking than it was. And I think we get to the lake faster than I realized. Because for some reason, I thought we didn't get to the lake till like the 6th book. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure we're there by the middle of the arc. Because we have the whole thing with Hawkfrost happening. I think that is the end of the arc. Like, I won't get into too much spoilers, but like, I think that all happens. And we have quite like a long list of things that we do in the lake territories before the arc ends. So yeah, I think for some reason in my head we were traveling for so long, but we still will. But in any case, yes, that was the first book of the second arc. It's almost been about 2 hours. That's perfect timing. And yeah, so next week we will be reading, it's not midnight, what is it? Sunrise? No, I can't remember. Let's see. It's midnight and then moonrise. So yeah, so the same time next week, moonrise and yap sesh, probably be at some point, streaming on TikTok, let's be real. Oh, it's not letting McCrusty comment. What the heck? What the heck? Let's see. Should we try and see if Kenzie... I want to see if Kenzie will answer her phone, if she'll say hi. Do you guys want to say hi to Kenzie? Will you talk to them on the phone briefly? Last week it was... I think Cindy called in the middle of it. This time we're going to bother Mackenzie. But if not, that's fine. I just want your love, McCrusty. Oh, she said sure. Okay, let's give her a call. I'll call her first and I'll put her on speaker once I get to her. Okay. McCrusty's on her way. One moment. It's just ringing. Waiting for her. Oh. Oh, I can hear myself. Hello. Okay, I'm going to put you on speaker, okay? Oh, I can hear the thing in the background, so this is going to be jarring. Okay, hold on.
So should I not have this on?
Yeah, can you mute that just briefly?
Yep.
Okay, oh my god, everybody say hi to Kenzie.
Hola, everybody.
Dude.
Welcome to the chat.
Dude, welcome. Mackenzie, what's your thought about Arc 2, Book 1 of Warrior Cats?
Arc 2, Book 1?
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
No.
Better than the last, though. No, just kidding.
And you know what? That's valid. You know what? It had in the first arc there was some stinkers, but this one wasn't bad. But
what was the stinkiest stinker of the first
Fire
arc?
and Ice. Fire and Ice. If I ever say Fire and Ice is a good book, kill me dead, because I'm the imposter. I hate that book.
Okay. That's how I'll know if you're ever haunting me. I'll just say Fire and Ice, and then your decision and how that goes will be huge for me to know whether or not this is thy Jaden.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. Also, we've got Beebit, Dylan, Hazel, Blossom, Non-Existent, Sonic, Cricket, Caramel, Mel.
I can see this.
Yeah, they're
chat.
saying hi.
Why they're letting me chat before. Hello, friends.
Oh my god, there she is. Queen.
We got a bump in chat this fine Saturday.
It's a party. It's the book club, dude.
Like, what time did this book club get going?
Every Saturday at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. And it's almost 1 p.m.
I know. We normally go about 2 hours, because I got lots to say about these cat books.
So how is my phone getting onto the stream?
I just have you on speaker and pointing towards the mic.
Oh, you're brilliant.
Yeah, it's not a very sophisticated setup, I'm afraid.
Hey, you know what? We can only go up from here. There's no ceiling.
True. Dude, girl, love that girl boss. Break that ceiling. And then, since we're at the end of the stream, we can but Kenzie said she would want to play dinos with us, so Kenzie's gonna come stream at some point if you're still interested.
So do the people that are in the chat right now go to all of them?
I think some people do.
Why do you want to leave me out of this? It's not here.
No, I think they're talking about Feathertail.
Oh,
Poor Ken's getting a
I've been called
complex.
a lot of things in my life, but
Feathertail isn't
never
one.
of them.
Which is amazing, because you have feathery soft hair, so I feel like it would be perfect.
What a compliment. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much.
That's what I think about that.
Look.
Yeah.
The island knows. Dylan.
They're on TikTok lots. They help when we play dinosaurs, because I'm useless, and they're guiding us. But
they can help while you play?
Well, they're chatting, and I'm like, what do I do? And they're like, their wisdom guiding me.
Non-existent has been on every single stream?
Dude, I'm telling
That's
you.
impressive.
They built different. Oh, Violet says, what's going on? Violet, welcome. We're just yapping at Ken's now.
Hi.
Yeah.
Ask Kenzie what she thinks about Midnight in a cat costume. First of all, Midnight is the night of the mid.
And also a badger, if that helps you.
Okay, yeah, that does help me.
Okay.
Is a badger in a cat costume? I think that sounds heckin' cute.
Actually, you remember those? Okay, I'm gonna really age myself. Also, Kinsey, I played, so in this book, sorry, big rewind at the beginning, there's a line in this book that Squirrel Paw says, I found a video on YouTube from, can I say, 17 years ago, and I played it on stream of me voice acting a line from this book. That's how old this book is.
Ooh,
and it was
spooky old. That's basically ancient.
Dude, I know, and people are like, yeah, that was before I was even like born, before my life began. I'm like, okay, all right.
That's a sobering thought.
No, right? And I was saying, do you remember, Ken's, when I would like sit in the closet at mom's house with that red laptop with that really crappy webcam that I'm pretty sure I stole from you now that I think about it, and to like use the mic.
That's so funny.
And yeah, so how times change. Crazy.
What a specific time too, like.
I know, right? But I read that.
I can picture the red laptop.
Me too.
Closet,
everything.
The little glow of the screen.
Yeah.
The glasses. No.
Dude, but actually, me being like, cats. But it was like, because I remember like reading that line for an audition and being like, whoa, and then reading it like now, I'm like, whoa, jarring.
Oh, the times be changing.
Oh, they do. But sorry, I will call you back. I'm just gonna close up the stream here, but then I'll give you a call back, okay?
I don't want this to end. I'm having too much fun.
Oh my god, okay, let's hang. Kenzie's gonna... What?
No, sorry, what?
I was just gonna say, Kenzie said that she would play dinosaurs. Also, what other games? Like, Kenzie, I'm kind of gonna out you here for a moment, but...
That's okay, out me.
Kenzie, when we were little, we would play video games like Mario Party and stuff, but like, over life, you're not really a video game kind of gal. Like, you'll play them, but you're not like a searching them out kind of thing, right? Like, you're not really into gaming. Trying to be like,
correct.
You're right. Yes. I didn't want to be like rude in saying that.
It's not that I don't like it.
No.
Just my attention span for it is small.
No,
so, I mean,
that's totally fair.
Now that I'm older and I've controlled my attention span, no, I'm kidding. That's a bit of a lie.
Dude. But the dopamine, oh, it's so good. But like, and there's nothing wrong with that in the same way of like, you know, people have different interests. But I asked Kenzie if she would play the dinosaur game because I know she's going to hate it. Like, hate it a lot. Because getting chased and stuff, because I get stressed out. So I'm like, I know. We played Minecraft, Kenzie and I once, and she was screaming when the like zombie came up. Oh, God, it was so funny. But
my favorite part about Minecraft is the chickens.
Oh, yes, I do remember.
My least favorite part about Minecraft is the night. When it gets dark and
everything gets scary.
Me, then
I
sweat.
I know, but it's so funny. And like, it is, seriously, I remember just like almost peeing my pants, just like sitting on the couch at our old place playing that. Aw. But what kind of games?
Was that one? What was it? Slenderman or something?
Oh my god, that was years ago.
I just remember all the trees, and then like my character's heartbeat or something would speed up when something was close to me, so then my physical heart was like, are we about to explode now?
Dude, that was
a
long time.
For survival of the fittest.
That's a scary one.
Lacking the fittest. It was a scary one.
That was an older one too, because like I was still living at home at that point. Like, that was many, many years ago.
Yeah. What a wild time.
Wild time. What?
You know, we're talking about this though too.
Yes.
Do you remember the maze? You'd have to focus so hard on getting like your computer mouse through the maze, and then at the end of the maze, that scary girl's face would pop up.
I feel like I vaguely do, actually. It was like on one of those like Funny Junk or whatever the sites were. Kenzie, we're so old. Nobody's gonna relate to these.
Okay, well now I hope you all go find it.
Don't. It's like a jump scare. Oh my god, but no, I do remember things like that of like just jump scares and yeah. But man, there's some games that, oh dude, we should, there's a couple, but I want to ask chat at some point, maybe throw up a poll on the thing of like, what kind of games would you want to see Ken's and I play?
That would be very fun.
Yeah, for like games that a gamer wouldn't necessarily, or somebody who doesn't play.
Games for noobs.
Exactly.
I'm the noob.
Exactly. You know, I wasn't going to say it, but.
Hey, chat, spell the word noob. Depending on how you spell it, it'll tell me how old you are.
Kenzie, I can promise you they're all younger than 20.
Well, that's what I want to know, if they actually know how to spell noob properly.
Wait, how do you spell it? EW?
I can't tell it. No. We gotta let them figure it out themselves.
Sorry, hold on. I put you down for a moment. Look, they're talking about Cinderpelt. That's...
Okay, let's go back. What happened?
Oh, see, somebody are saying noob. It's a little delayed, so...
Oh, Beat It knows! Cricket, you close! Oh, see, this is how we figure it out.
No way, that's true.
Noobs from the new noobs.
But the new noob is fun because it's almost like boob.
Jaden, can we say that?
I don't know, but it was already out of my mouth, and I'm like, oh, well, we're committed now. Whoops. It's after dark now that the book talk's over. We've hit the crazy hour.
It's after dark?
No, but it's just like we've finished talking about the book, so...
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see. Special guest up in here, bring all the noobs out.
You are the specialist guest.
Oh my god, that is so kind.
Dude.
I felt very welcome coming in. The chat was very kind when I got here. That was very sweet.
Oh, dude, you are very welcome. I get comments often saying, oh, you and Austin. I get comments being like, you guys should do more videos. So,
wow.
More guessing.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's
Heck
go
yeah.
do some dinos.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. And then we're gonna make Ken's a character. So.
Yeah, do we know? It should be fine on the laptop, eh?
I think so. Oh, it's Canadian. Yes, I can see why it wouldn't. It's a... Anyways, well, we'll figure out the details when the time comes, but I'm sure it will.
Okay.
But I'll help you. I'll help you.
I'm pumped about it.
Heck yeah, dude. Okay, Queen, I'm gonna close up and I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you like back in like literally 5 minutes, okay?
Okay, my friend.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for letting me pop on here. This is like the exact dose of serotonin I needed. How
dude,
did you know?
Dude, you're the exact serotonin we needed.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I look forward to next time.
Heck yeah. Okay, call you back. Love ya.
Also, bye-bye, little noobs.
Bye.
I love you. Bye.
What a menace. Oh, what a little menace. Okay, thank you for that brief aside. But yeah, Ken's gonna come play some games over on TikTok. Eventually, maybe YouTube, but I like the freedom of TikTok. It's so much more chill. So if you're not on there, definitely check that out. I'll be streaming at some point. But guys, thanks for hanging out. We will be here next week on the same time, same place, different book. And yeah, well, we will catch you